A short throw shifter. How do you go about installing them? Come up and out. Get out of there. Why would you want to install them? How do they work? We're gonna cover all that in this video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Matt. So I'm going to show you how to install a short throw shifter. And one of the reasons I'm installing a short throw shifter, if you have been following the channel, we're building a 1.8 turbocharged Cruze and we're trying to break some records. So one of the things that can help you go faster, I want to go fast, for a little bit of money, is actually installing a short throw shifter. So let's go ahead and take this apart and then I shall show you what the difference is and how that actually makes you a faster driver. As you can see, this shifter has seen some better days. It's got 120,000 miles on it. The boot's looking bad. We're gonna replace that while we're at it. So let's go ahead and take this apart and then we'll compare the two shifters and see what the difference is. With my car, it's pretty simple. We got this little boot slash I don't know what you want to call this little trim piece here. Now it looks like we just have 4 8mm bolts that we need to remove, and this thing should just come right out. While we're at it, we'll probably just go ahead and clean this up a little bit too, because that is funky. I'm an idiot. It's a 10. It's a 10. Why has it got to be the 10? It's always got to be the 10. So I'm just going to take my wrench and we'll just break these things free, and that should hopefully just release this whole top part that's just kind of housing the shifter itself. I can barely get my teeth on it. Oh, we got it though. We got it. Let's come over here and break this side free. Let's just go ahead and back this one all the way up. I think we're good there. All right, I think at this point I can probably just take them out with my finger. Oh yeah, nothing to it. Oh, those are a little harder to get to. I think I'm going to use the socket to help me get the rest of the way there, because my fingers are a little on the fat side. I just want to be careful not to drop these in there. Oh, okay, I think we're there. All right. So as you can see, this whole unit is pretty much ready to come up. All right, let's see what we got. Let's get these two out. Man, these things are just holding on for dear life. Come on, get out of there. All right, let's see what we got after this point. I think we're pretty much ready for this thing to come out. So let's go ahead and lift this thing up. And we do have a little bit of a connection point right here. So we'll just need to pop that off. Let's see if we can just pop it off with our fingers here. There we go. There we go. Come up and out. Get out of there. So we do have one more little connection point down here at the bottom. So I think I'm going to use my trusty old extension. We'll see if we can't just pop that guy right off. Damn it. You know you want to come off. There we go. Suck on it. So this is what the bottom of the shifter was actually hooked to. It just pops right in. So now that we got our shifter out, let's get this boot off. Let's install our new boot, and I'll show you the difference between two and what actually makes a short throw shifter a short throw shifter. Let's do it. Let's see what we got. What? A sticker? Oh, jeez. Nothing wants to stick to this box. We'll call that good. Now, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Dang. That looks nice. I opted for this black billet shifter ball. Man, this thing's got some weight to it. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Cool, so I think this will give it a better feel as well, just overall driving wise. So I'm excited to install this thing. So we've got our shifter out. We have our short throw shifter here. We need to get this boot off because we need to be able to remove this bracket that just holds everything down, and then we got a little bit of a bushing, kind of, it looks like a little bit of a basket.
It places the luncheon in the basket.
but we'll remove that, we'll cut this off, and then we'll compare the two and see what the difference is. You know, one of the hardest parts about doing things yourself is finding the tools. Everybody keeps messing with my stuff. I don't know where it went, so let's work with what we got here. Damn it, that's not gonna work. Let's try this. Cut away from yourself. Cut away from yourself. Watch the fingers. Oh, got it. Nice. Damn it, get off of there. Let's just cut this, shall we? See if we can at least take this basket off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take this off somehow. It's been a lot easier to take this off in the car while it was mounted. Come on, give me some sort of indication as to how you come off. Let's see if it just unscrews. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's take this stuff off. Now we can slide this little bracket off that we're gonna need. And I don't think we need that. I think we just need this, and we'll just disassemble the top of this one and we'll slide this guy on. But we probably more than likely will need some lithium, just white lithium grease, because as you can see here, that is what it was used from the manufacturer. So let's run down to the auto parts store and grab some white lithium grease. Pay dirt. I'm back from the store with the white lithium grease. Let's talk about what actually makes a short throw shifter, and how it can be an advantage to reducing your shifting times, therefore making you faster. Pow! At first glance, it might seem like, hey, the shifter's not really that much shorter. There is just a little bit of a difference between the actual height, but really what makes a short throw shifter a short throw shifter,
allow myself to introduce myself,
is the fact that the fulcrum is actually moved up. You can see that this piece down here at the bottom is a little longer. So with our cable attached to the end, it takes a lot more effort or travel distance up here at the top in order for it to do the same function. With our short throw shifter, the fulcrum is higher up, this piece is longer, therefore it requires a shorter distance for it to essentially achieve the same amount of travel when it comes to the transmission cable shifting the gears. And that's pretty much what a short throw shifter does in a nutshell. So one of the biggest hurdles is going to be removing this boot, because we do have 10 staples holding this plastic base on. All the reviews that I found on just a replacement boot, they weren't very good. So what I opted to do was get a new boot. One of the things about this is it does have some red stitching in it. Oh, let's go ahead and open it up and I'll show you. Ah, there we go. Because I do have some red accents on my car, I thought it would be kind of cool to actually have some of these red accents in there. And this is just a universal boot. I'll leave a link down in the description as to where I got this off of Amazon, as well as where I got the short throw shifter. This boot is a little taller, so we'll have to address that as we go. I might just actually take this and then just trim it down, because I don't really need this to be a freaking scrunchy down at the bottom. So we may end up doing some trimming just to make it look nice. So let's get after it, remove these staples. I got a staple gun. Hopefully we can make this work pretty well. It's gonna be the biggest pain in the butt, the whole thing. Now we're going to take our old boot, and I probably will give myself just a little extra room here, just in case I happen to make a mistake. So let's just match these up, and I'm gonna take the old 10 snips, and I'm just gonna give myself just a little extra wiggle room, just in case. All right, so our kind of chrome ring goes like that. And I want this to be towards the back part towards the dash. That way we can't really see this part all that much. So let's go ahead and we'll try and we'll slide this thing in here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna punch some holes in it, so that way these things will just grab onto it and it won't move anywhere, and that will help with the install. Alright, we got the boot all attached. I did end up sewing just a little bit right here in order to make sure that this thing doesn't want to separate, since we did cut it. And I used some staples, at least on this side, in order just to kind of keep the thing from wanting to come apart. Now let's take our ring, we'll just secure it over this boot, which will hide some of that just kind of reinforcement, and we'll slide it right back down into those little notches. All right, now we just need to staple this thing. As you can see, it just covers all that up. Looks nice. So let's go ahead and we'll just use our staple gun here, and we'll secure this plastic base to this chrome little dressing ring. Let's see, where were these staples at? Looks like we had one here. I had one here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, I'm out of staples. All right, since we're out of staples, see if we can reuse some of these and tap them through. See if we can't make it work that way. And hopefully we don't smash our fingers in the process. Look at that. All right, we got our boot all nice and taken care of. Now let's get back to the star of the show, which is the shifter, and we'll take our collar and then our little piece that secures it in there. I'm going to take the air compressor and just clean this up a little bit. We'll put some fresh grease in it, and then we'll go over to the car and install it. All right, we got all of our supplies, we got our tools, we've got our parts, we got a little something to wet our whistle with. One of the biggest hurdles is going to be, once I install this short throw shifter, it's just attaching that down at the bottom. But it does look like there is a little bit of an access point right here in order to get your hand or tool down in there to be able and locate that back on to the shifter shaft. The first thing I'm going to do is remove some of this old grease. I'm going to use one of my girlfriend's shirts, since she likes to get makeup all over the car. I'm just going to wipe some of that old lithium grease out of here, clean up some of the dog hair. All right, looks like we're pretty good. Now we'll take our white lithium grease. Let's actually mix it up a little bit first, see if that'll help. And I'm going to put some on this base where the shaft is going to ride. We've got this shaft down in here, which you guys saw a little earlier. And I'll get a little bit of a close-up as I'm doing this, but I'm just gonna put some white lithium grease here. I'm gonna take our little basket here and grease it up. And we'll just put some on these pivot points here on the short throw shifter itself. Lube it. And we'll also put a little bit of lithium grease up under here. I think that will help. I'll set that aside on my girlfriend's t-shirt, and we'll put a little on the shaft right here. Maybe a little on the face of this guy. A little down here. There we go. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. We'll take our shifter, take our little basket. You can see that it's got this little notch cut out of it. So essentially that notch will go right here. And we'll snap that on. Get on there. Get on there. There we go. Make sure it's nice and lubed. Looks like we got plenty of lube in there. Now I'm going to take the shifter and just kind of drop it down into its home. You can see how this just has these little notches that just line up. And we need to, essentially, I might have to use a couple hands to do this, but we need to pull this shaft out here and pop this shaft onto this one right here. Now the real pain in the ass part is going to be me sticking my hand up under here and attaching the bottom of it. It might not be that bad. Let me set the camera down for a second. So what I ended up doing was just taking the shift cable bracket off. Got a little quick disconnect right here. Just pull that thing up. Came right off and made it a lot easier just to bring it to the workbench. Use a socket and a hammer just to drive that shift lever cable thing on there. I was going at it for a while trying to finagle this thing back on inside of the car. This just made it that much faster. All right, let's get back to it. What I ended up doing is I took out the coin tray. It's just a couple 7mm bolts there, and I just popped off this trim piece and just kind of set it aside, and it gave me a lot more access just to get down in here and to be able to pop this bracket off. So I'm just going to open this little clamp and we'll go ahead and reinstall it. Watch this, watch this. Oh my gosh, so much easier. Aside from putting this back on this end here, it's gonna be a little bit of a pain in the butt. There we go, come on. All right, there we go. Got it right back on, and we'll have to check how our shifter is sitting once we get everything all completely installed. I'm gonna toss some more lube back on here because I did end up rubbing some of it off. Then we'll connect this side piece here. There we go. Let's make sure my cable's out the way. Now we can toss this top piece back on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh! Looks like we gotta slightly disassemble this thing so we can get that bracket over this reverse lockout. Let's see, what size are you? There we go. You like our glove? Now we're just gonna toss these back in. We'll put our reverse lockout apparatus back on, along with this oblongata thing.
Oblongata.
Mama
The
said.
medulla oblongata.
We'll adjust our spring tension a little bit. There we go. When it's somewhat firm, but not too loose, that way it doesn't accidentally go into reverse. Now we just need to make sure this thing works properly. See if we need to make any adjustments. Then we'll try our reverse lockout. Oh, nice. Man, it's just really kind of throwing me off because of how much shorter it is. Okay, I think we're all set. Okay, dope. Toss this back in our coin tray. And we'll clean up just a little bit in here. Jeez. Let's toss our trim piece back on. Might as well clean this up a little bit too while we're at it. Hard to reach some of these areas. It's got 8 little clips that just pop right in. All right, we're almost there. Now we'll toss our boot on. Hopefully it'll pop right back into place. There we go. Toss our ball back on. All right, I'm pretty happy with the placement of that. Now we just need to buckle this thing up, tie her down, make sure it's down here below this reverse lockout pull lever. See if we can't tie this down. Might as well double knot it because I'm sure my kids are probably going to want to pull at that. Dang! Woo! One of the things I'm noticing right off the bat is just how much tighter the shift pattern is now, which is awesome, but also at the same time, I'm so used to having to throw this thing all the way over here, it'll take a little bit of adjusting. But man, that feels just so much more solid though. Ugh, it's awesome. Alright, let's take it for a drive and see how it feels. Oh wait, that's right. The engine's at the machine shop. Getting as much as I can done while I'm waiting on the pistons. They said the pistons will be finished up this weekend. I'm not gonna hold my breath. So lots more stuff coming up. We're gonna rebuild, do a fully built engine, going to tune it along the way, get this bad boy up and going, and we'll do a full drive review then. If you're new to the channel, I'm Matt. Be sure to like, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and share the channel. Until next time, peace out with your peace out.